Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for today, how to do your annual tech audit. Let me pull up my slides for you. Hope everybody's doing great today. Okay, great. I'm Samantha Pointer. Before we begin, let's do a little housekeeping. Everybody should be muted. We will have time for questions and answers. You can use reactions. Stephanie's here. She will be able to catch anything you put in the chat and let me know because I won't be able to see it right now. Just take notes. I'll have something special for you at the end. And let's get started. Um, Today we're going to be talking about why you need a tech audit, recognizing tech bloat, the framework you can use, and then I'm going to be talking about why I love Novo, of course, because this is in conjunction with Novo, and we'll have question and answer and wrap up. So to get started, again, I'm Samantha Pointer. I am the owner of Samantha Pointer Enterprises. I'm a certified automation service provider, a certified Keep and Thrive partner, and I help small businesses and CEOs automate the tedious, automate manual processes, make sure their systems talk, document and strategize. And one of the things that I do with my clients are these tech audits. It's one of the first things I do before I even engage in automating is the tech audit to see what you have, what you don't have, any gaps, things of that nature. So I'm excited to share this process with you today so you can at least get started with your own tech audit for your own business. So let's talk about why every business needs a tech audit. Number one, you change, your business changes, and so your tech should too. As your business grows, your tools must evolve too. So when you started your business, you might have been the only one working in your business. So certain tools you might have used a lot of free stuff. You might have used a lot of things that you could take care of by yourself and really didn't need an expert to do. But as your business grows, as you get in more clients, as you get in more customers, you need to evaluate, is the software I purchased or am using still support what I'm doing, how my business is now? So that's one reason. And you don't want to wait until the last minute. You don't want to wait until you get an onslaught of new clients and customers. You don't want to wait until you have a financial crisis to audit your tech. And I'll just say some people do wait until like it's time, I got to cut costs to actually look at their tech. So we want to be proactive instead of reactive when it comes to that. The second reason why you need a tech audit is because of tech bloat. Tech bloat equals lost time, money, and clarity. It creates confusion, it wastes your money, and a lot of manual work to make sure things are cobbled together correctly. So, I see a lot of people have a ton of tech that they don't use, a ton of tech that they didn't even need, stuff just everywhere. So that's another reason it's a good thing to audit your tech so you can simplify and streamline your system. And then, just like a financial audit, your business needs a tech audit. Uh, you audit your finances, I hope, pretty regularly. And of course, Novo makes that easy. But you just like you do that, you need to couple that with a tech audit also, because it's a great time for you to go through all the tools you're paying for at the same time that you're doing your financial audits. So regular cleanup is key to making sure that your business runs smoothly. So here are 5 warning signs of tech bloat. Like I said before, number 1 is paying for unused tools. You're paying for these tools, you don't even use them. And I see this a lot with like email marketing systems or CRMs, or if you go on some of these sites where you can get software for really cheap. I've, you know, hey, get this for $37 lifetime. So once you rack up a bunch of those without thinking, does this even work for my business? Is this long term? Um, that's a warning sign of tech bloat. Just paying for a bunch of tools, not utilizing it to the fullest. Number 2 is multiple tools with overlap. So you might have a lot of different tools that you use in your business that do the same function. And I had one client who had one tool. She thought she had one tool for like scheduling clients, but then she had another tool she was paying good money for that was robust, that also had the same functionality for that first tool she was using and paying for. So again, by doing the tech audit, I was able to bring that to her attention, and she was able to cut that off and not have to be paying double for a tool that for 2 tools that basically did the same thing. So it's a good thing too when, and we'll get into the nuts and bolts of what's in a tech audit, but it's a good thing to keep in mind and document all your tools and the functionality of it to make sure you don't have overlap and you're overpaying for things. Um, Number 3, manual workarounds and broken integrations. So when you have a lot of tech bloat, you might have a lot of your tools might not talk to each other. Software, your CRM might not talk to your other tools and technology. There's a lot of things uh, that when you have a bunch of tech bloat, you're going to be like cobbling things together and they're not going to work. Or you might have a tool and you might need to, your business might be at a point where you need to upgrade to a bigger version, but instead you're trying to do workarounds, which again, if you have someone like me doing your tools, if I have to do a lot of workarounds, that's a lot of wasted time and money. So that's another reason why you want to make sure that you're aware of these signs that your business might have tech bloat in there. Uh, Confused teams and duplicated efforts. So your team might be confused with all of the different tools you have in your business, especially if you're not auditing. You Let's see, recently I had a client who was we were going through her tech stuff, and they realized like, hey, we got this tool we've been paying for. Who's using this? What does this connect to? And because it was a tool that was implemented before I came aboard, it was hard to run down who got it, what it was for, and if it was still in use somewhere before we could eliminate it. So, and that took a lot of time to run that down because the person who implemented it isn't here anymore. So, yeah, you need to be aware of that with your team members. People who are touching your tech on a daily basis. That's why I say I love to have companies bring in all their employees who work with their tech, who work with their clientele. So you know, as the CEO and owner, what's going on, and they can inform you of, hey, this is what we've been using this for, or no, we don't need this anymore. And then there's no visibility. So you don't have any visibility into the performance of your RO. If you're getting ROI on the tech that you purchased, on the tech that you're paying for, whether monthly or annually, there's just no visibility whatsoever. So that is another warning sign of tech bloat. So let's talk about what a tech audit covers. So when I do a tech audit with my clients, I ask for a full inventory of their tools. I have, I document it for them. We really get into under the hood, if you will, of their business to see every single thing they got. Because you would be surprised how many people I've talked to, and initially when I say, so what are you using, they'll name one or two things, but as we get to talking more and more, and they say, oh yeah, we're also using this, and oh yeah, I forgot, we also have that. So this is why I like to do a full inventory of all the tools you're using, whether they've been sitting on the shelf, whether they've been forgotten. Let's get all this documented. And then you want to ask, what is the tool for? I like to ask what it's for, what was its initial purpose, why did you get it? I'd like to ask, who uses it? Who on your team uses this tool all the time? Are you the owner using it? Is customer service using it? Is your web person using it? Is your social media person using it? Get all that in the tech audit. Ask all those. This is the time to ask all those questions to your team members, to your employees, and get this documented. And then I like to ask, is it working? How has this tool worked for you? Because again, as your business evolves, something that used to be great when you first got it might not be so great now. It might be more cumbersome trying to keep it up than if you just got, upgraded your tech tool to something, either a paid version or a different level of a version that you have, or a different tier of the software. And then you want to compare costs to return on investment. Is it worth keeping? Again, if you say are a solopreneur and you say you went out and got like the biggest email marketing system, like a HubSpot or something, and you only have a list of 100 people, you want to ask yourself, is the cost that I'm paying for this worth? Am I getting my money back? Is it worth it for me to have such a robust tool, or do I need to downgrade to something, simpler, whether that's MailerLite, MailChimp, or something like that, until I get to that point where I need this more robust tool. So you want to always be looking and comparing that cost. And then you want to, again, look for overlaps and gaps. So look for tools that do the same thing. You might have an all-in-one tool that you purchase, and then you might have a bunch of little tools that you purchased on sale, on a lifetime deal, especially, and I'll tell you, Black Friday will get you every time with those lifetime deals on software, and you just will rack them up, like people collect them like candy. So look for overlaps of that. Again, if I have an email marketing system, like, so I'm certified with Keep and Thrive. I know in Keep and Thrive, there's 5 different tools I can eliminate because I have Keep and Thrive. I can eliminate scheduler. I can eliminate invoicing. I can eliminate calling systems. All that I know that I can eliminate, because in this one system, it does that. And so it makes no sense for me to also be paying for a second system or an outside system if one of my tech tools encompasses a lot of tools. Now, I'm not a huge fan of putting everything in one basket, but I am a fan of getting the most bang for your buck as far as, again, simplifying. Make sure if you're going to do an all-in-one system or a system that has a lot of those tech tools, make sure that they do it well, that it's not an afterthought feature they threw into their software. So let's talk about the Tech Audit Framework. And this is where you're going to want to take notes. This is the step-by-step that you can do annually in your own business. And even though, of course, this is called How to Do Your Annual Tech Audit, I would suggest that you do it more frequently than that. If you can do it quarterly, you're going to be ahead of the game. Some people do it monthly. Annually is good because a lot of people pay for their technology on an annual basis. So you want to kind of get ahead of it before that bill comes up, right? So annual's good, but quarterly is better, and monthly is even better. So the Tech Audit Framework, the first step is, there's 5 steps. So you want to map your key business processes. You want to identify which tools support which steps. You want to ask if each tool is effective and still needed. And then you want to score your tools for cost, integration, use, and benefit. And then step 5, which is the most important take action step, you want to decide what to keep, what to cut, or what to change. So let's talk about step 1, map your key business processes. I love automation. I love, automating all the things, but you can't have effective automation without mapping out and documenting your business processes. So that's the first step. You want to really get down on paper, what are my key business processes, before you can move on to step 2. You want to know, okay, how are we serving our clients? What are all the steps involved in that? How is our back office ran? What are all the steps to that? What are all the tools we need for that? So you want to get all this information down, and hopefully if you caught my first webinar, you have already started on mapping out your business processes and getting that ball rolling, because it's such an important piece when it comes to automating your business, is making sure everything is mapped out so that you can automate efficiently and not be automating chaos. So that's step 1, map your key business processes. Step 2 is to identify which tools support which steps. So again, once you've mapped out all the steps in your key business processes, and again, you don't have to start with every single thing you do. Pick one area, pick one thing that you do, and then start there. You want to start small. So you want to identify which tools support which steps. So let's say you sell a service. Okay, what tools do I use? I might have a website, I might have a shopping cart, and my email system. So how this looks is I use Keep for my email marketing system. I have a WordPress website, and my shopping cart is Thrive, right? So this is how you start to identify which tools support which steps. And again, in your tech audit, you're going to want to put that down. And I'll come back to that. Yeah, you're going to want to put that down. So step 3, you're going to want to ask if each tool is effective and still needed. So this is the the nitty gritty of the audit itself. This isn't the time to, kind of ignore things. This is the time to really get real and really get honest and saying, hey, you may have spent a lot of money on this tool. You may be spending a lot of money on it. But again, if it doesn't support the version of your business now or the growth of your business in the future, then you need to get rid of it. You need to say, hey, do I really need this? Hey, is this effective? If I took this away, what would collapse on this back end? So ask that for each and every tool that you've documented uh, in the previous step, and write it down, do a checklist, check mark, whatever you got to do. But ask again, not only is it still needed, but is it effective? Because you might need something, you might need it in your business, but if it isn't effective, then that means that's not the right tool. And then that means you need to go find the right tool that is effective and needed, not just one or the other, because it can't be one or the other. It needs to be both. It needs to be effective and it needs to be needed in order to justify paying for it. Step 4 is scoring your tools for cost, integration, use, and benefit. And you can do this by, you can score by number. You can get real creative here, especially if you are using some type of spreadsheet or something to document all this. But you want to make it visual for not only you, the business owner, CEO, to see it, but also your team members to see it. So you want to, of course, consider the cost, and I like to document the cost of it, and whether it's monthly, biweekly, annual, or quarterly payments, and then I like to do a sum. So again, you can see the cost of it, regardless of how, regardless of if you're paying it monthly or annually. You always want to see that summed number. And then I also like to see a sum of everything you're paying for the entire year for all of your tech tools. So that is a little tip there. And then again, you want to document what is this tool integrating with. So like one of my clients was thinking about getting rid of a tool, and I told them, hey, this not only affects this piece, but it also affects this piece too, because it's bridging the gap between both. So again, if you have that documented, then you can make better decisions and make sure that you don't actually delete something that's really needed, right? And then again, you also want to do benefits. So how is this tool benefiting my company? How is this tool benefiting my team members who have to use it? How is it benefiting my bottom line? All that you want to score and keep track of. And then step 5 is the fun part. Decide what to keep, what to cut, and what to change. So once you've done all that, you might go through and it's like, okay, these are the key tools in my business that really make it run, and I need to keep it. So for me, in my business, some key tools in my business that I'm always going to pay for is Airtable, Puzzle for my mapping, and my Thrive cart, which is a lifetime. But those are key. Oh, and Keep, because that's my CRM. So those are things that I know, hey, I'm going to always be paying for these because these are essential to my business. These help my business run. So I'm going to keep that. Now, cut. When you're going through, maybe you've identified some tools that maybe you used in the beginning of your business that you really don't need now. Go ahead and cut those off. Go ahead and get all your data out of it. Hopefully it was a tool that you can download all your data from. And again, I want to put this here. So when you are evaluating what technology tools to use in your business, you always want to be cognizant of, can you get your data out of there? Do you have access to your data? Okay, because the worst thing is you put all of everything in something, but you can't get the information back out. And data is king right now. So make sure when you're evaluating tech tools to use in your business that that's one of the things that you look at. Um, so now you've identified, hey, I don't need this anymore, or hey, this doesn't work for me. Then cut it, get it out of there. Then you want to move to things you want to change. So maybe you identified a tool that you're using, but you're not utilizing it fully. So either it's my business isn't there yet and you need to downgrade to something different or find a simpler solution, or your business is really taken off and you've outgrown this current tech tool. So you need to either upgrade to a new tier, get a whole nother solution, or find a platform that better serves where, again, where you're at in your business right now. So a real world example. I have one client that I've been with for years, and every year we do, well, she looks at her financials all the time, and that is the time that she um, utilizes to also look at the tech that she's paying for, because again, she has everything documented. I've helped her document it and all those things. And so every quarter, she's really taking a hard look at, hey, do I still really need this? Now, all of her tech tools are on yearly plans. So we have, tickler files where we know, hey, at this point in time, let's really take a hard look and make a decision, or we got such and such months before we need to make a decision if you really need this. Now, there are some tools that she has used that we only needed it for a month, or we only needed it for a season. So, like, one of those tools was like Demio. At one point in her business, she was doing a lot of webinars, a lot of on-demand webinars, a lot of live webinars. Well, it came to a point where she was pivoting, what she was offering, who she was serving, and she didn't need that tech tool anymore because she wasn't showing up like that anymore. She wasn't doing webinars anymore. So we were able to make the decision and cut that before, the next yearly payment came up. So that was a way we were able to eliminate during our tech audit that, hey, I don't need this anymore because I'm not in that season with my business. Another thing we were able to uncover was she had a tool that she had purchased and that she was paying for, but she didn't realize another tool she was paying for, that it actually had that component built in. So we were able to eliminate that other paid tool because what she had set up and this other tool she was paying for, she didn't need that anymore. So again, I was able to save her last year over $1,000 from her technology stack just because we did that tech audit. Uh, and you may say, oh, well, okay, $1,000 a year. That adds up, especially when you think about a lot of tech tools monthly are $15 a month or $20 a month. Well, hey, if I have like 5 or 6 of those things, you can see how that can balloon. You could end up paying $20K a year just in technology tools, right? And especially the bigger your business are. most times your biggest expense for a technology tool will be your email marketing CRM system. And if you can get them, if you can get a system where they're together, that's even better. Because again, that's a worthwhile expense. So you want to make sure you have the right thing and the right plan for that. So that's how I was able to save her money every year. We definitely do a tech audit, but we also look quarterly throughout the year. She will ask me, hey, this, and this, is this still needed? And because I'm like her tech for her CMTO for her company, I'm able to let her know, hey, we need that, or no, you don't really need that anymore. We're not really utilizing that. Again, this is why you should implement this right away in your business and start taking a hard look at your technology. And side note, don't just look at the same time that you're looking at your technology, might be a good time to also look at any memberships and things like that you're in for your business, because again, just like tech, those can add up too. So now let's hop into Novo and why I love it. This is one of those essential tools I have in my tech stack, and it's my Novo. And it's because of this business checking account. There's no monthly fees, no minimal balance. It keeps my finances clean and separate from personal accounts. I can easily track my income and expenses per services that I offer, and it helps reduce admin tasks when paired with good automation. It has built-in invoicing. So again, that's one tool you won't even need to pay for, because if you have a Novo account, it's built in and you can send out invoices for free and get paid. And I know when I first started my business, trying to find an invoicing tool was crazy. Trying to find one and then trying to find a reasonable one that actually worked and that actually integrated with all my other tech stacks. So I love that they have that built in to their platform. And because invoicing is built in, you can brand it, you can customize it however you want to. Again, I love, love, love that this is built into the tool, into their platform, and that's one tool I don't have to pay for. So if you would like your own free Novo account, you can just shoot your camera at the screen. Let me move that. Shoot your camera at the QR code and open up an account. It's free. There's no minimal balance. I have several bank accounts, and so Novo, again, is one of those accounts that really make it easy to keep on top of my finances. So, what are the takeaways today from doing an annual tech audit? Well, again, regular audits help you simplify and scale. If you are regularly checking in on your tech tools, you can make sure that you don't have tech bloat in your business. You can make sure that everything runs smooth. You can make sure that you're not wasting money, that you're not wasting time, that you're not frustrating your team members if you do this regularly. Okay, so I want y'all to promise that you will start doing this regularly in your business. Clean systems equal less stress and more profit. I'm all about simplifying system, because the confused brain says no. So if you have a whole bunch of things going on in the back end of your business, you're going to be preoccupied with that. You're going to spend a lot of time just trying to keep your everything afloat and working and putting out fires. And that is a disservice to not only yourself, but to your clients that you're trying to serve. So you want to have clean systems and less stress, and doing a tech audit makes sure that happen. And with my tech audit framework, you now have a repeatable process that you can do annually. But remember, I said the best is quarterly. So, but we'll start with annually. And again, you don't have to do every single process, every single thing. Like, just start. You might take the rest of this month and say in July, hey, we're going to really, let's get a handle on our tech. In July, let's see what we have going on. Let's see, what's working for us, what's not. I mean, because we're at the 6 month mark, people. We're finna start, let's see, the third quarter. Oh my gosh. So this is a great time. Summertime is a great time to do these type of audits and not wait till the end of the year. Right now, people, this might be your busy season, or this might be your busy season, or it may not be. For most people, everybody's on vacation, kids are out of school. So this is the perfect time, really, to do this, to start this tech audit, to take a look at what you got going before you finish out the rest of the year. And again, commit to doing it annually at the very least, and get your team members involved. Get everybody in your company involved in this tech audit, because you don't want no stone unturned. You want to make sure that you actually have you might have, you as the CEO may not know that there's a tool out there that you're paying for, that got implemented a long time ago, especially if you've been in business for years, that one of your team members may know about. So again, get everybody involved. And so here are some resources if you would like to work with me. Even though you can do this on your own, you might not want to. You might not, even though I presented the step-by-step on how to do it for yourself, you might, not have the time. You might still be a little confused on, well, which process should we start with? How do I know? So you can either book a technology breakthrough call with me. It's a free call, and we can talk about it and I can get to know your business a little better and see how I can help you further. Or you can get my done with you tech audit. This tech audit I do is it's comprehensive, and it's like a mini version of what I do for clients who have my done for you. This will get you in a really good spot. Again, in this tech audit, I'm gonna uncover all the tools you're using. I'm going to give you recommendations on gaps, missed opportunities, things you need to cut, change, or keep. All that will be done, and you'll walk away with all my recommendations. We'll get on a call, a 45-minute call, and talk about my findings, next steps you should do, and you'll have a blueprint that you can either, again, implement yourself or engage me further to implement it for you. So that tech audit is a great way, especially if you want to hit the ground running. I would grab that now. I only do 10 a month. So if you know this is something you want to do, go on and hop on it. And then, as a bonus for you, I have a quick action checklist that you can use if you want to do this yourself right now. When we get off of here, you can, hold your phone up, to the screen and get the quick action checklist. It's actually a checklist that walks through everything we talked about today. So you can check out off, especially if you were like in transit while you was listening to this, or you didn't, or it's something, a step you missed. This will walk you through doing your own check audit, your own tech audit for your business. There's no opt-in required. Once you screen, they'll take you to the checklist and you'll be ready to go. So I'll leave that up. We can have question and answer. I mean, we can have questions right now. I would be happy to answer any questions you might have further about doing a tech audit, about, what if you have a specific use case in your business that you want to talk about. I'll be happy to discuss that. And then one last thing is, here are some ways that you can contact me. You can go email me at samantha@organizingguru.com. You can go to my website, organizingguru.com/SP links. They'll get you everywhere. And I'm on LinkedIn as Samantha Pointer. And hey, Stephanie, do we have any questions from anyone? I'm going to leave.
Hey there. Yeah. So my question, I have a few. So
Okay.
when you're talking about being effective, in step 3, I was curious if you tend to start with the task and see like, okay, is this the most effective way to do this task? Or do you tend to look at the tool itself and say like, okay, how, like, out of all the things it does, what is it most efficient at? And like, what do I need?
I look at the tool, because the tool should make your task easier, if that makes sense. So I look at the tool. If the tool is too complicated to use, then it's not effective. If it's such a steep learning curve that my team members can't, they're having to. So if it's so complicated that I'm having to retrain someone on how to use it, or my team member who has to use it is spending a lot of time trying to learn it, then that's not an effective tool. And that's not an effective tool for your business. So that's what I look at, because the task, yes, you need to streamline your task too. But I want to eliminate a lot of the manual work. So the tech tool needs to be effective at doing that for your business.
So you focus on you, yeah. Understood. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And
Let's see.
and I had put my
Okay.
questions to actually.
Okay, now I see him. The step 4 also help with communicating with investors if you're applying for funding. Now I gotta go back and look at my step 4.
And that
Let's see. Okay. Yes, it can. If you come with a with your spreadsheet, or like I use Airtable to capture all this information. So you most definitely can present that when you're trying to get funding, like, hey, this is how our business is running, and look how little we're spending because of that. That shows them that you can be trusted and utilize what you're trying to get from them. They know, oh, they're organized. They're not just going to throw money at anything and waste, the funding we're going to give them. So yeah, that can definitely help with that.
awesome. I was thinking about like application processes or like reporting once you are
Mm-hmm.
working with the funding sources, whether it be grants or I'm definitely not familiar with like business credit and business loans, but I'm just, it came up where I was like, okay, that sounds like you could find a lot of use out of just making sure you document it, and then maybe
Yes.
perks because you're demonstrating that awareness. And so
Yes.
when you ask for funding, okay, I know what I'm going to spend it on. Or when you've received funding, you're
Mhm.
already in the habit of documenting things to where you
Right.
can do
And
that report.
and because you're putting the cost, not only your monthly or how often and due dates and stuff like that, you're also putting the sum. So one of the benefits, not only for helping you apply for funding and making that visible, it also helps you at tax time. Because I can't tell you how much my tax person loves me when I just drop the link and they can see my expenses are right there. It's like, this is how much I spent this year on this tech. And they're like, oh, okay, that's easy. And it's categorized. Like, so I categorize, and I forgot to mention, I in the tech audit I do for my clients, I categorize, where it is, and I tie it to the customer journey. So where does this tech tool work in the customer journey uh, of of your business? So I document all those things, and yeah, it's very, very helpful, very multi-purpose, and very much needed. And then you said, do you recommend committing the tools for a year at a time, especially given discounts and things like that? So that is a personal choice. Some, like that one client I have, she likes to pay everything yearly because she doesn't want something. She knows, okay, I got this, I'm done. You know what I'm saying, for the year, instead of seeing something pull out of your account monthly. Because when you're doing something monthly, it's easier to maybe eliminate something that you really don't need to eliminate if during tight times. But if you've already paid for it, if you hit a tight spot or if you hit a low, like every business has a season where, okay, I don't have this much income coming in at this juncture. Uh, but one thing you don't have to worry about is I have to pay for this, So it that's one reason you might want to pay for yearly. I have some things on yearly and I have some things on a monthly basis. Now, the things I have on a monthly basis are tools that I might only need for a little while. So I know this isn't a super essential. It might be, like I said, with that webinar software, I only need it for this period of time because I'm doing a launch. So like most of my clients, when they're doing launches, they might invest for 2 months in a tool and they'll pay it monthly, instead of committing to a year of it because they don't need it all year. So those are one of the things you need to, again, ask yourself, you know, am I going to need this? Is this every month I'm utilizing this or using it? Or is this just 3 months out of the year I'm using this? And that can dictate which tools you're paying on a monthly basis and which tools you're paying on a yearly basis. Now, most tech tools have a free trial. Take advantage of that free trial. And I used to say this a lot, especially with like email marketing systems. Do the free trial, put a couple of people in there to see if it's going to work before you commit to a whole year or commit to something like that, just to see if it's going to work. Now, if it's a tried and true, been around for a long time software, you can gamble more on a year. But if it's something new that just popped up 2 months ago, I wouldn't commit. If it's a lifetime access, those are hit and miss. So I've I have software that I had bought on lifetime that I don't even use anymore. It was great. Got it for a great price, but I didn't need it. I don't need it. My business don't even support that anymore. So again, it's a personal choice, and just evaluate for your own business. And then let's see, can you speak to the difference between duplicate and the tools integrating? So again, duplicate tools, scheduling. most most email marketing systems like a Keep, a Thrive, a Active Campaign, not Active Campaign, a Keep or a Thrive have built-in scheduling, have built-in invoicing, have built-in uh, phone, where you can have a phone number for your business, voicemail, things of that nature. Have built-in chat box, chat feature, proposals, things of that nature. So if I also have two or three other tools that do invoicing or two or three other tools that do scheduling that I'm paying for, that's where you can overlap. Now, there is a use case where the tool has scheduling, but it's not as robust as I need it. So then that's okay to have a separate scheduling. So even though Keep has scheduling in it, I needed a little bit more. So I have Calendly. So that's kind of what you need to think about and look at as far as integrations. There, you should always look to see what tools integrate, what kind of integrations a tool has, and if you're looking at your tech stack, seeing, hey, does this talk to that? Does this talk to that easily? Or do I need to get yet another thing to make these two talk? That's what I'm talking about as far as integration and that duplicate tools. So again, if there aren't any more questions, I want to thank you all for joining me. Definitely take advantage of that checklist. This replay will be up soon. And I have an exciting thing that if you're also interested in doing this yourself, I will be offering a mini DIY course that will include the Airtable base that I use and walk through video and all the things. So be on the lookout for that. When I drop the replay, hopefully it'll be ready by then. If you're interested in that, just let me know. You can find me in the Novo community. You can find me on Alignable. You can find me on Facebook. Again, you can go to organizingguru.com/SPE links, and I will drop that in the chat. And that will get you everywhere and get you to everything. I'm on all social media platforms. Just type in Samantha Pointer. And again, commit to doing a tech audit in your business annually, at the very least. If you can do it quarterly, that would be awesome. If you want to do it monthly, hey, you are really cooking. And try to couple it with your financial audits. If you're in the habit of looking at your finances on a weekly, monthly, or quarterly basis, take that time to look through your tools, because that's going to be a line item in your finances. So you might as well ask yourself as you're doing that, hey, am I still using this? Is this still serving me? So again, I'm Samantha Pointer. I'm of Samantha Pointer Enterprises. Please reach out to me if you want to learn further how I can help you. If you need help, if you have a question that you weren't able to ask on here, I'll be happy to ask them in the Novo community and in the Alignable community or the Facebook community, however you're seeing this. I will be happy to answer it. So yeah, thank you and have a great rest of your day.